Starting July 1st, the Idaho Gun Bill will allow anyone with enhanced concealed carry permits to bring their firearms on college campuses throughout the state. University of Idaho students say they aren't happy with the new bill as they did not get a chance to voice their opinions.
I'm frustrated a little bit by the bill because I don't think there was adequate consultation with the universities, that the bill was written mostly in secret, and that there wasn't an opportunity for the universities to be heavily involved in the process of how it would be implemented and what makes the most sense for each of our campuses.
Mass shootings like Virginia Tech, Newtown, and Columbine often come to mind when discussing guns in schools. The thought of that happening here at the University of Idaho makes some feel uncomfortable.
Frankly, the idea kind of makes me uncomfortable because our security officers don't even have guns. So the whole idea of students having concealed weapons on campus is kind of concerning, especially considering the past events that have occurred off campus. So bringing that kind of environment to campus just doesn't seem very smart. But our voices weren't really heard in the whole grand scheme of things. So
while many students feel that they should have been included in the bill, ASUI President Max Cowan says he feels that it was probably not a thought in the legislature's mind.
The proponents of the bill, I don't think that they thought they needed the campuses to be involved. I think that they didn't necessarily intend to cut us out, but that's just not part of their thought process.
With guns being allowed all across the campus, there are still exceptions to the bill. Firearms will still not be allowed in the campus residence halls, nor in the athletic facilities that exceed 1,000 seats. Greek houses, which already allow guns in the facilities, will see no change. But as for one student, he says guns on campus are not necessary.
I don't feel that I'm fully safe if somebody next to me has a gun. It doesn't help the learning environment in any way. It's not conducive to a learning environment. It's just not beneficial, like it's not necessary.
President Cowan says that in order to prepare students for the fall semester, he is working with the new ASUI president.
So I've been working very closely with next year's president to talk about what this bill is, to talk about the work that I've done so far. And then they're looking into establishing a committee, a little task force, to discuss some of the challenges of implementing this policy. There's definitely some concerns about how do you screen for firearms at different events and in different spaces. How do you deal with storage now that we're allowed to keep firearms on our campus? What's your response plan for an individual who has a firearm? How do you determine whether or not they're licensed to hold that firearm on our campus? Those are all questions that we'll need to answer in the coming months before July 1st, and something that I'll be working with next year's president to transition smoothly.
Reporting for Mostly Moscow News, I'm Nick D'Amico.